Hi everybody, thanks for joining. This is Jennifer Russo. We're coming to you from the Cornell Lake Erie Research and Extension Laboratory in Portland, New York. So there are 1 million vineyard acres across all sectors in the U.S. grape industry, and they have large variation in soil, canopy, growth, and fruit yield and quality. So the goal of the Efficient Vineyard project was to deliver an innovative, science-driven, and approachable precision viticulture platform that's going to measure, model, and manage all sources of vineyard variation. What we're doing here today is we're going to give you a podcast on the latest research and timely viticulture practices that are going on. And this is actually the end of September, and we're just starting harvest in Concord grapes in this area. So what we need to do before harvest is actually get Brix. Brix is your juice-soluble solids to make sure that your sugars in your fruit are high enough to actually meet a standard for your industry. And that fluctuates wherever you have contracts with your grapes. But you need to check them to make sure that you are actually at the Brix so that it doesn't get rejected, and you can monitor that throughout the season. We actually have other podcasts that we've done previously, so feel free to check those out if you want to know how to actually do your Brix sampling. But what we're doing is part of the Efficient Vineyard Specialty Crop Research Initiative, which is a federally funded grant that we've received here, and it's in conjunction with UC Davis and Carnegie Mellon, the IRSTEA in France, and a whole bunch of us internationally to try to develop sensors and actually test sensors that are off the shelf that might be able to help us be more efficient in our vineyards, either our viticultural practices, management practices, juice quality. We're actually talking about Brix sampling today, and one of the sensors we developed is a Brix monitor, an on-the-go Brix monitor. Normally when people are out testing their Brix to make sure that their standards are up to the industry that they're selling them to, they either collect their samples and they take them in, or they test them in the field, and they kind of get a small snapshot, let's say, of where they're harvesting of that vineyard. So here at Clairol, we actually developed a sensor that we are testing, and it's an apparatus that as the fruit is coming off of the belt, it's taking a sample of that fruit, grinding it up, collecting the juice, and running it across a refractometer. But we can't just take what that machine or that apparatus is doing as word. We need to actually ground truth it or test it. So that machine will drive up and down as we harvest, collecting our Brixes, we think, because it's geopoint referenced as the harvester goes on with the software that you're using inside your cab. And it collects it as it goes down the row and basically gives us a map. We actually need to ground truth that. We can't just say, yep, that's it. Those are our sugars. That's where it is. We have to make sure that it's actually validated. So we and our team here went behind us in this vineyard. It's a 4.2 acre vineyard, and we're calling it our sensor validation vineyard for the Efficient Vineyard project. We had taken just the other day, and you'll see video as this goes along, 321 manual samples throughout this entire 4.2 acre block, so that we can actually then create a manual Brix map and compare it to validate our sensor to make sure that they match up and that it is actually showing what it should be showing as it goes through harvest and collects that on the fly. So in order to build our manual Brix map, we went through, and Rianne in the office picked out 321 samples in this 4.2 acre block behind us. Our crew had to come out and manually take at least 100 berry sample from each one of those. That's kind of our standard here, is we take 100 berries. We take 100 berries to find our berry weights. So we take 100 berries also to find our juice-soluble solids or Brix. So our team came out here, collected 321 samples, then we took it back to the lab. Once we got to the lab, we used another sensor that we developed here at Clairol, and it's called the Cornell Grape Counting Machine, or the CGC. What that does, and we're currently testing and validating that as well, is it takes a 2D image of that sample that we have, measures the diameter, counts the berries, and also gives us an automatic weight. So then we can also find our final berry weights at time of Brix sampling. After we image and weigh our sample, it then gets squished to release the juice. And our juice is then run over the refractometer in the lab, just like you would do in your farming business. And then after that, we can use that map. After we put all of that data into an Excel sheet and match it up with the GeoPoint reference, we can create a map that shows our manual Brix map to validate our Brix monitor that we developed here at Claro. It's really important to validate all of your sensors so that you know that that actual measurement matches up with what the computer or machine is telling you. So I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that we do here at Claro. This is all part of some of the research going on, not only research going on, but this is a portion of it. We have different blocks for different research projects, and this block happens to be our Efficient Vineyards sensor validation block. So that is what we're doing now, is validating the Brix monitor that we developed, making that map manually so that we can compare it to the Brix monitor as we harvest and prove that it is working, part of all of the research here. So the point of what we're doing here at the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program is to bring you the latest research, things that could help you be more efficient in your farming, and then also tried and true practices that have been tested historically, and we can also give that information to you. So please watch all of our podcasts, read our newsletters, our crop updates. If you have any suggestions of things you want to hear about, or if there are things that you know are going on, you just want more information, leave it in the comment section below, or just go to the LERGP page and there is a contact us button on there and send us an email, let us know what you want to see. Or stop down and see us here at Claro. We're always glad to have you here.